Hey everybody, it's Legend. Today I just want to educate you and speak from the heart. I want to talk about a concept that just might save yours or somebody else's life someday. I want to talk to you guys about combat awareness. Now I didn't have any cool illustrations to show you in this video, so I thought I'd compare two alcohol stoves in the background. One is a Sterno stove and the other is a homemade alcohol stove for emergency vehicle use that you guys saw in an older video. I just want to see which one is more efficient for the space and just kind of watch the flames and see how they work. So I'm going to light these real quick, but today we're going to be talking about combat awareness. That might pique your interest a little bit. It does sound really cool, but combat awareness is a learned skill, a lifetime skill, that can save your life someday if you practice it. But before I give you guys a definition of that, I want to give you guys a quote. And that quote is from a controversial movie called The Hunted. Many of you have heard of it. It's an unrealistic movie, but very, very entertaining. I liked it. And it has a quote in there that's very indicative of what self-defense is all about. It says, "You will learn to survive or you will not." And that's really true. If you practice your skills and you practice them to the best of your ability, when those situations come up in real life, you have a better probability of survival. So let's define combat awareness, and I'm just talking, off the top of my head, so I apologize if I'm not clear. Just go ahead and ask me questions down in the comments, and I'll answer to you the best of my ability. But combat awareness, in my words, is your state of awareness, balance, and control, both physical and mental, which will increase the probability of your survival in a dangerous situation. It includes awareness of your surroundings and of your opponents and of yourself. Awareness will maximize the efficiency in both offense and defensive movements, and the ability to read people in the situations and anticipate the probability of violence before it happens. It is knowing what to look for and taking the time to notice safety-related aspects of what is happening around you. Now, that's a lot of words to say, and you probably didn't get it all the way. What it basically means is you're so perceptive, you practically have eyes in the back of your head. We've all heard that phrase before, knowing what's around you, being aware, knowing what's behind you. You've also heard our phrase, Watcher 6. It implies the same thing. Watch behind you. Watcher 6. Awareness is not about being fearful or paranoid. It's a relaxed state of alertness you guys need to be perceptive of, that you can incorporate into your everyday life. It's a trained lifetime skill. Just like I'm talking about, it'll last the rest of your life. It doesn't matter how long you practice it, you still have to keep doing it and keep it fresh in your mind. I've had several years of martial arts training, and I've done it so long, and I'm still learning how to do this properly. Because awareness is not just about paying attention once. It's about paying attention all the time, which is a completely different thing. It's about being consistent. It's important to be aware of your surroundings and the people who inhabit that area. You got to remember, people communicate their intent in 3 ways. And this is very true, so pay attention to this. 7% of your ability to interpret the intent is based on words. So your abusive languages, direct and indirect statements of intent. If someone says they're going to come kick your butt, there is a probability they might come and try. If you hear people whispering off in the distance, maybe they're talking about you, it could be something really bad, so you need to pay attention. 38% through voice and vocal patterns and volume. You guys got to remember this. If someone's raising their voice to you and shouting in your face, there's a good chance something might happen. If someone's being really quiet and they don't want you to know what they're saying, it could be really bad, so you got to remember that. So why is this important? Because 55% is projected through body language of nonverbal communication. Intent. You've seen people talk. You know what people are saying. Even young babies, you see them act in a certain way, and they're trying to convey something to you, and it's through body movement. You need to watch that. The sooner you detect and recognize the threat, the more options you have to respond to it. I want you guys to imagine a timeline spanning from the time a predator forms the intent to commit a violent crime and the moment he initiates it upon you. Just think about this timeline. From that point to the other point. From the time he thinks about it to the time he does it. The time it takes you to detect that, recognize it, and respond impacts how successful your actions will likely be. If I chucked a football at your head and didn't tell you, you would probably get hit. If I said, I'm going to start throwing this football at your head, you better be ready, there's a better chance you're not going to get hit in the head. So remember that. It's all about timing and being able to perceive it faster. The sooner you act, the more flexible and deliberate you can be in avoiding, escaping, responding, or ending the situation. And by ending, I think you guys know what I mean. Attention is the process of consciously attending to a thought, activity, or event. And like I said before, it's one thing to pay attention, but it's a whole other thing to pay attention on a consistent basis. It's hard to do that if you're walking down the street, to watch every little thing and see if you can recognize it. One exercise you can do is practice license plating. You walk down the street and you try to read 4 license plates and remember those license plates. That'll help keep your mind aware, and then you can start applying that activity to other concepts of self-defense, such as identifying areas where predators could be. One thing you can do is practice during everyday situations, like watch people's eyes, look at waistbands and pockets for potential weapons, look for things that are out of place. If it doesn't look right, it might not be right. Look for erratic behavior in individuals. When you walk down the street, look for obstacles in your line of sight where people could be hiding, or predators, two-legged predators. Another thing you can do is don't put yourself in poor situations. This is very critical. If you don't have to go to the bad side of town, don't go. Have multiple escape routes and know your exits. A few ways in, multiple ways out. That's very important. Heightened awareness is crucial for prepared individuals. Everyone watching this video should know that. Don't be a victim. Practice your combat awareness, and it might save your life someday. So anyway, guys, this is Legend. Remember to rate and comment and subscribe. Do video responses on combat awareness and what you guys do to practice that, or just your perception of it. I'd love to hear it. Maybe you have something to add to this video. I'd love to hear from you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll be watching these stoves and give you guys an update somewhere down the line.